Got it. So this morning we're going to train on Partner Co's pay plan. But as I'm sharing my screen real quick, if Brittaney, if you, on three of our guests there, actually all four of our guests, if y'all would just kind of give the 20-second version of what this business has meant in y'all's lives with your life that was going before the business arrived. And we'll just start with Reese and Ashley and go around the horn.
Well, you started it, so I'll let you start.
Good morning, y'all. So I started this business in March of 23, and it's been life-changing. I've been able to cut back at work and focus on this business, and it's just changed our life as far as paying off debt. We travel a huge deal. We have 5 kids, and it's just afforded us that traveling and paying off debt, and we're just super blessed to be here.
Yeah, and for me, I'm always known as the unsupportive husband. But as I came around when we went to Puerto Rico and got back and got on board, what I saw for me in this business, one was the products were working for me, and two was I could actually retire. I'm a decent job. I make decent money. Ashley makes decent money, but I never saw myself being able to retire. But now I actually can see, as Brent says, and I can retire into this and actually do something and actually do it on my. So that's why we're all on board. We love it.
Yeah.
Jerry Allison.
Well, yeah. So just as this company came into our life, though, I mean, I had a company that was could no longer afford to pay me, and it was our primary income. And so that day you were sitting there, probably, it was probably my second month without a paycheck. So it became very important to us to try and fill that gap. Now we filled it, and it's taken some time. We're not, as fast as we want to be sometimes, but we're getting there, and it's getting close. So I'm tickled to death for it. Anything?
No.
Okay.
Brittaney.
Yeah, so I'm fairly new, like Ashley and Reese, but we were able to pay off all my medical debt, which was a really big relief for us. We've been traveling more, and retail has went down as far as business goes. So what I'm making from Partner Co is actually more than what I make from my real job. So it's helped cover some of the bills that retail's not covering now. And of course, I get to travel, see you guys quite often. I would have never had that money to do it before. I didn't even look at my bank account when we were in Orlando, and that was really nice. And then also I bought my dream car. It's not paid for, but Partner Co's paying the payments. So
Congratulations, Brittaney. You're doing amazing. And Anthony.
Well, mine, I've been in this industry for a while, but I started when I was in college just to generate some extra income. Not knowing that this opportunity would allow me to spend, before my grandparents passed away, was able to take care of them for 10 whole years. Didn't have to worry about going to work for anybody. And now I get to use this opportunity to take care of an older brother who's handicapped, who's blind. So this opportunity has allowed me the time freedom and the financial freedom to live life on my own terms and not have to worry about anything.
Okay, so what we're going to do this morning is we're going to walk you through the 4 and 5. There's 4 basic areas in the pay plan, then plus retail. So we're only going to talk about 5 of the ways we're paid today to keep it from getting too complicated. We're going to keep it really simple. And then with these individuals that just spoke that are all now building in paychecks that make a difference in their life, they're going to, each pay plan, I'm going to go ask them, like, how do they maximize it, the things they do to take advantage of it. So it'll be kind of, you'll see the money, and then you're going to kind of hear how they're using that particular area of the pay plan in their business. The first thing, because so many people are in our industry and they don't even know what we are. They call it a pyramid or whatever people call this that don't have an understanding. But what we really are is the direct sales or the multi-level marketing, the network marketing industry. All 3 of those names are the same thing. And we're one of the few industries that actually grows during a down economy. People come to our type of industry as a safe haven when traditional jobs or businesses are not doing quite as well, which is a bit of a period we're in right now. So our industry grows both in good economies and potentially even better in bad economies because of the kinds of people we start attracting. But it gives people the ability to work from home, have a franchise that runs from their phone to their computer. And when people start making money, sometimes in the beginning, they don't really understand what makes the money all flow, but it's really very simple. Our company is nothing more than a middleman connecting customers to products, of which our company makes. So the products that we have now are approaching about 100 globally. We operate, as many of you know, in 58 countries. So if you look at 58 countries, the global wellness industry now, global, not United States alone, but global, is somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 trillion, depending on exactly what you look up on Google. And that includes things like the energy drink world, the weight loss world, the skincare world. It is really a neat situation that because of technology, you don't have to have a storefront anymore to tap into all of these industries. You can now be the Amazon yourself, build the network out and override sales of moving these products to consumers. So that's how the money flows. Now let's get into actually how we extract it now from the company's pay plan. So the first area of pay that is going to matter is actually 2 different ones. One is your retail money, and 2 is your, what we call your new volume bonus. So everybody has to pay their $29.95 one time. That buys your global virtual franchise. You can then work it from your app on your phone, your computer, your iPad, whatever is convenient to you. Once you buy your business, you then have to activate it to get it to start making income from the company and to get the full 30% discount. So the first step of activation is to buy 200 or sell 200 points worth of product. There are many packs that are put together that meet that requirement. One of the very favorite packs that people use right now is the skinny drops, 4 boxes of drops. Use 1, sell 3 at the retail price of $150 and make $450 back on your investments. Your business is free and your box of drops ends up being free. So let's go around the horn real quick. I know all of you guys here are using that. So just quickly, same order we went in the first time to keep it simple for everybody. We'll do that every time. Just share kind of how you guys are getting people started.
So we are definitely starting with the 4-pack just because it's easy. It's a quick sale. People can sell 3 boxes of the drops and then keep that 4th pack. So essentially they aren't coming out of pocket anything. So that's how we start. I would say 95% of our people is starting on that 4-pack.
And about half of those are pre-selling before they ever even enter the company. They pre-sell the at least 3 boxes, then order, and then that gets their business going without really any money up front. So that we really encourage that, unless it's somebody that does have some extra income, then we really try to focus on the 10-pack just because there's more profit there. So both ways work well, but the 4-pack works as far as for people trying to get in, especially that don't have a lot of money to get into the business.
Jerry Allison?
For us personally, we do have a storefront, so we are able to utilize a lot of that product in our store on our shelf, more as a conversation starter for personal signups and things like that. But as far as building with the team, like Reese and them, I think the 4-pack is really very interesting to a lot of people. A lot of the ones we deal with, I think coming in, probably most of them actually still come in with a transformation pack, but it's a good starter to come out with a 4-pack or even the 10-packs and show them, hey, I've got these options for you. But I think a lot of them settle into us on the transformation pack.
Yeah, which, if you are brand new, that we have some really great products outside of Skinny Drops. One is our 36 Superfood drink. Another is our HGH product called Renew, and there are many 200-point starter packs with different combinations there. We won't go into them today, but they're definitely there, and I still start a lot of people with those packs too, that especially the ones that don't want to lose weight. So great point. All right, Brittaney?
Pretty much what Reese and Ashley said. We start by pre-selling, and usually they buy the 4-pack. However, if I notice like in the first 2 days, they're getting 3, 4, we'll hold off a couple more days and order the 10-pack, but every bit of it is pre-sold. I would say about there, like they said, 90% are coming in with the 4-pack. We don't even activate their business until they've sold those. So they get trained first.
And then Anthony.
I would say the 4-pack, being in 12 years now, I don't think I've ever seen a simpler system to get somebody started and being able to get them there to be profitable within their first week. Like I've seen now, it's just remarkable being able the 4-pack is the way to go. But use one yourself and sell the other 3.
Okay, so we mentioned 2 ways we're getting paid. So the first one is retail money. So that's where we buy products from Partner Co. as distributors at a wholesale price, and we can buy in bulk, as they mentioned, both 4 and 10 packs on the skinny drops, but that also applies to other products too. Just hit the drop-down menu there on the shopping cart. But when you do that, you start accumulating what we call volume points for yourself. And your goal is to get as quickly as you can to ultimate by title. And that is by either buying and or selling 1,500 points of product. Because once you get to ultimate, it's going to double the second way we're going to talk about being paid. And that's the new volume bonus, meaning that anytime you sign up a new brand partner for $29.95 on the products that they sell or buy during their first 4 Fridays, you're going to get one of those percentages there, depending on what business level you're at. So if you're ultimate at 30%, you're getting twice the amount of money that somebody had activated that did the exact same action would be getting. So nobody wants to leave money on the table. So you want to maximize your pay, get up to 30%. And then we also have a great way of personally sponsoring people and placing our 4 or 10 pack orders on them. So let's go around the horn again, and each one of you kind of share how y'all maximize this new volume bonus into time.
Well, Ashley kind of started doing it before she realized what she was doing.
I was just selling drops, y'all. I didn't know. I was just selling them, and I was like, oh, all this money. I was so excited.
But what she saw was like, hey, I can put my orders, now that I'm ultimate, I can put my orders under Krista, whoever it is that I'm signing up, and I'm going to get a bigger return on that. I'm going to get an extra 15% back than if I bought it under myself. So she saw that. Even though the pay plan set up like that, she didn't know that yet until Todd came in and showed us that. But yeah, so what we do a lot of times is, and that's what we are always writing down. We're looking now that we have the striking distance report is so good because you can see who's close within the first 4 weeks. So you can really see where to try to help your people. But not only are you getting the money back, you're getting to help your people. And what we do is we try to make sure it's at the very lowest point of our tree. So we go all the way down, and that's where we're placing our people, because what we want to do when we do place that order under there, or they place order, all that volume trickles up through that whole line, whether it's somebody's pay line, that's going to give them pay line, that's going to give them carryover volume, or if it's a second line, it'll give them actual money back to them, and they haven't done anything, but you're helping everybody in your group.
So
and
our team is actually profiting from that because it's all
Yeah.
flowing up, which is just amazing.
So but we structure, sometimes we do 4 pack, like we sell 10 packs, but to help people out, sometimes we take a little bit more of a hit and do a 4 pack under this person, 4 pack under this person, just to help get them rolling, get them to see, okay, actually I can level up pretty quick. And once they see that, then they'll start putting more skin into the game. They'll start buying more. And a lot of times that's all you need to do is kick them off, is just put a 4 pack under them. But if it's somebody that you want to get there quick, that you put a 10 pack under them. And then there's others like Courtney, we don't put anything under them because they've sold 3 10 packs before we can even try to place an order. So
Gary and Allison?
And we utilize that very much the same way. Been doing that for a while because, like you said, once you start helping your teammates, and what we found was as you help others, that helps you. So I think we spent some time there really not building so much our own stuff, but building underneath us and trying to help those guys and get them going, because eventually, they're the ones that's buying and going out and selling. So we really try to target the ones that look like they want to really take the business to the next level, that have that peak, that interest. So we really try to push that. And with the retail store, a lot of times we can buy a bunch of product and help them out.
Well, one thing I like to do is make sure that, when you're putting people in your downline, put it under with people that are similar, that have common interests or in the same area, so that you keep them on that same team. I noticed that, we like to keep our friends together, and that way it makes a little bit better grouping.
Lots of great nuggets in that right there. All that y'all just said.
Yeah,
Brittany?
so Jerry taught me about the pay plan, so pretty much the same as him and Reese and Ashley. the main thing is I always keep somebody in my business that's new. I'm still going to get 30% back off them. If they start getting close to ultimate or gold, then I start really looking hard for that next person. There's always going to be somebody new in my business so that I can place those 10-pack orders, get $150 from that. Because in Tennessee, we have tax. I know in Florida, it's a little easier, but that gets our boxes from right at $100 down to 82. So it really gives us a much larger profit if we order under somebody that's new. Also, something I've been doing, and I didn't realize I was doing it till Jerry said something about the other day, but I have like 8 subscriptions running. And as we sign in new people, I tend to just keep moving it down the line because we're going to order the same stuff. So I have my subscriptions under some of the newer sign-ons so that, again, like Reese and Ashley said, all of that volume flows up. And those are my personal subscriptions.
Anthony?
Yeah, been in it for a while, Todd. I don't think I've ever seen anything where I could play something 50, 100 levels deep and it benefit everybody in between. And it's just unique. I place a brand new person, just like everybody said, at the very bottom, and everybody above them gets the benefit, regardless of how long you've been in this. Everybody above them, above that one person, gets the benefit with the volume. It's just so amazing to see.
Yeah, so Reese, you want to go ahead and explain that question just out loud about how to do this?
Yeah, sure. I was typing it too, but I'll explain it. So as far as putting your orders under somebody else, you stay in your account, you go and you check out just like normal, but when you check out, you're going to have the option: place under yourself, create a new customer, or put it under somebody in your downline. You're going to select put it under somebody in your downline, and you're just going to put their partner ID in, and their name will pop up. You confirm that, and then you place it under them. It's that easy.
Okay, the second piece of being eligible for your Friday paycheck after you get your business qualified, either is activated at 200 points and you're working toward ultimate, is you do have to have a auto ship or subscribe and save, or a reoccurring customer. Any of the above are perfectly fine, but that one customer has to be on what we call your qualifying week, indicated by a dot at the bottom of your dashboard. Make sure you match those dots up when you set your subscribe and save. But once you set it, you'll get your full 30% discount up from 15 for joining, be able to bulk buy, and you'll be able to get your Friday paychecks 52 weeks a year. Plus, you start building your savings account and getting some extra money in what we call your e-wallet down the road. So everything opens up. Nothing else will ever be needed other than what you're seeing right there. So any tricks or tidbits on auto ships for you guys?
The only thing I would say is just make sure you match up your color week. It's very important that you match up your color week, because you don't want to, because when your subscription doesn't run on the right week here, you will not be commission eligible. So I encourage you to make sure your color weeks match up. And there's several products. We all got the partner code share up. You can go and read up on any of them. We have amazing videos on our website, on our main partner code website. We also have more videos on researchpartner.co on the products, so you can learn about all the products. Ask your uplines. You can learn in the group, so you can pick anything. Just make sure it's 100 points or $150 in total for your monthly subscription every 4 weeks. And it's also not the same day every month. That's a reminder, everybody. It's not the same day every month. It's gonna be every 4 Fridays, Saturdays.
So I see some questions coming up on the auto ship. What we'll do is, once we finish this pay plan training, don't let me forget, Anthony, I'll unshare, and then one of you guys share, and we'll go in there and make sure everybody understands how to set their auto ship correctly, because that's a really big deal.
Yeah, one thing I say on auto ships too, because especially when new people are coming in, they their first thought is, well, I'll just put a 4-pack of drops on auto ship or whatever. But you really want to make sure people understand that if they're going to and all that, only put the 100 PV or 150. So we really try to push people to try new products that way. So if somebody, like, we are so focused on drops, usually with our people, we're like, try the renew. Here's the mow and renew pack that'll be enough for what you need, or whatever it is. We try to get them as close to 100 PV. That way, anything else they want to order, they make sure they get 30% turn
And
instead
place
of
that under people. So you just put what you have to have for your stuff that's shipping to you, and then you place under people for anything above that.
Yeah, the same mindset was what we were doing with the with new volume bonus, placing it at the bottom. You want them to do.
Huge tip there. Make sure you understand that. What they just said is so important. The other reason I don't like more than 100 points on an auto ship is, you know, that bills once every fourth Friday. So somebody that's not paying attention, if you've got them billing an exorbitant amount once every fourth Friday, no matter if they like their product or not, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't spend that kind of money. So I always like to keep that auto ship right on target and then place orders on other people. Okay, so we've talked about the first two areas, which is buying product and selling them for a retail profit. And we've talked about the new volume bonus. That's when you sign up a new brand partner during their first 4 Fridays. Any orders placed on their business will pay you 30%. That's the most lucrative area for you to place orders. Then we're going to now move to the third area of pay, which really begins some of your passive residual income. Not in the beginning, but it will mature into it at some point. And it's called your base pay. And it's really up to you. You only get 2 legs if you're activated, but if you're ultimate, you'll have 5 legs from the beginning, and you'll be able to earn more. I generally don't like people building more than 3, but it's your business. It's not even my decision. It's your decision. You get to do it how you want. But you heard several people already allude to making other people money. That's really the whole secret to our industry, is make other people money. So if you get much more than 3 legs in the beginning, you basically never get things really stabilized and other people making money. You just have a very, very, very fragile business. A lot of times people ask me, should I build 2 or 3? And I'm really equal on both. There's pros and cons to both. The con with only building 2 is they will flip on you, because you're going to be getting paid 15% unlimited on every leg of business you build except for the biggest. So if I'm only building 2, you're getting paid 15% of the lesser leg every week, which means that could be switching. And so the con is that's sometimes mentally challenging, especially for people that have never been in business before. The pro of it is you've got more ability to stack under other people and stabilize more businesses quicker. I personally like 3, but only slightly better, because I do like making other people money. That's always my #1 rule. But the reason I do like 3 for new people is it takes away the mental anguish of seeing legs flip, because now you're always going to be getting paid on 2 of the 3. But if you go to 4, you're going to get paid on 3 of the 4, but now you really stretch yourself thin. So take your time before you start your 4th and 5th when those first 3 stabilize, or at least 2 of the 3 have really stabilized. But you're going to be getting paid 15% unlimited. So you can see there the math of the different volume points that were sold in each leg of business. So there on the first leg, it was 4,800, which made it the biggest. You did not get paid in this area of pay. You are paid in another area we'll talk about later. But in this area of pay, you're going to be paid on every lesser leg. So leg 2 and 3 have 4,000 and 2,000. Multiply times 15%, add it together, and it's $900 for the week. So Reese, I'm going to come to you first. You and Jerry both are really, really good at this. But I'm going to let you walk through how to go into your back office and look at the volume, which is, by the way, under my money. Click on volume, and that'll get you to the page you're seeing here. But Reese, you kind of share now how to read this and help you make decisions.
All right. So what we have here is, you got 5 lines, but only 3 that you're building right now. You see, you've got 1 optimized under base commission and volume. That's the thing that when I'm looking to place people and how to build my lines, we're looking specifically at base commission and volume. I also sometimes I'll consider new volume bonus depending on because a lot of that time it's our orders or something like that. So that's why I don't generally use that. So what I'm seeing right here is I've got leg 2 that did 1,224. And then I got leg 3 that did 9,177. And then of course, leg 1's already optimized. So not even thinking about leg 1. So leg 2 is where I'm going to place mine. I want that to build up, and I want the legs to build equally, even across all 3, just because that's consistently putting the more money back in your pocket. If your one pay leg is way bigger, or if your power leg is way bigger than your pay leg, then you're missing money in your pocket. Now you'll get that back and carry over volume. And there's another little tidbit on that that we talk about later. But with that, I'm still trying to go to the lowest base commissional volume and to the bottom of the line where I'm going to put persons. In this case, it's leg 2. to drop it at the very lowest point of leg 2. And that's where I'm going to place that person. And then everything we do will back up to everybody in that.
Well, I've got a slide coming up in just a second to show that. Well, I didn't want to get ahead of it. But Jerry, Anthony, Brittaney, anything I want to add there of things you look at when you're placing?
First, I tell everybody starting out, I kind of blend what you said into 2. I tell them, let's just get started with 2. Get that stabilized before you go add the 3rd. Get yourself some good reoccurring revenue, before you go out, because it does. When you start adding that 3rd one, you start really stretching out thin, especially if you have several working teams like we do across the bottom. It's really hard to keep up. But yes, I mean, that's exactly what to do as far as placing for new stuff.
One more thing to add on what we've kind of seen, what I'm telling people, and it may not be the correct, is that if you've got somebody that is signing a lot of people up, like Brittaney has Jordan, like that's somebody I would say you need 3 legs, because they're signing a lot of people up really quickly. If you're signing 1 or 2, like Jerry said, is where I say stay with 2 legs. If you're signing 1 or 2 a week up, you're going to be better to stay with 1 or 2, in my opinion. And then when you're signing up 5+, that's when you go to that.
Brittaney or Anthony, you have anything to add?
The only thing, have fun with it as well. There's nothing wrong once your team starts growing and you do, let's say, for instance, if this was mine, there's nothing wrong with calling the people on both lines and say, hey, the first person that enrolls 2 people, hey, I'm gonna go, I already personally sponsored 2-3 people. I can place them somewhere. They could be in your organization or they're gonna be in such. There's nothing wrong with a little friendly competition too. So people move a little bit faster. It's a business as well. So some people move a little bit faster for some volume as well. So don't hesitate to do that if you are building 3.
And I tell you, a golden rule I always look at in placing when you end up with multiple choices on placing is who's working, like who's going to be able to help them besides me. So just kind of keep in mind, don't, like a lot of people want to help the weak, help the strong. You're going to need the strong. It's kind of like the old airplane thing we hear every time we sit down. Put your oxygen mask on first, then you can give everybody else their oxygen. So really, really important there. And then from there, what we're going to do is just look at that back office. So what we were just looking at runs on real time. So the legs of business we were just seeing, that's the numbers that were on that back office. So that is the math. So they'll be making $1,560 this week in base pay only. That does not include their new volume bonus, that 30%. And it does not include what their matching check will be, which you'll understand better in just a second. Okay, so when we go to sign somebody up now, so Reese, I'm going to give this back to you and Jerry both. Y'all are both really magical at it, but just kind of walk them through the sign up. And I've got the slides. So when we click on enroll, I'll now go to start your business, and then let them know there what y'all have your teams click on to start the process.
We might do ours just a little bit different than everybody else. So Jerry, feel free to jump in, because we may. So what I do, depending on if I'm going to sign somebody up right then and I know where they're going and I'm just sending them a link, I'm going to do exactly what you did. We're going to go into the back office, click enroll. I'm going to go under and hit this graphic tree. First, I'm going to go look at that slide that we saw earlier and see where I'm going to place them and what leg. And then I'm going to go to the graphic tree. And then I'm going to go, actually, in this case, I'm going to go all the way down. I wouldn't put them at the top. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. Down.
Reese, because that's very important. I do the same thing.
What's that?
Explain why, because I do the same thing.
Yeah. So if we put it under whoever this is, Worthington here, and we put them and gave them a 3rd line, and we stick them right there, the only people that it's helping is Worthington and Robin at that point. So any orders they place or anything like that is only, but if you take them and you put them down here under whoever it is down here, Clausey or whoever that is, and you put them all the way at the bottom, it's going to help everybody. It's going to help them. It's going to help Suggs. It's going to help Stewart. It's going to help Worthington. It's going to help Robin all the way up. So more people for that same, just say it's a 4-pack for 208 PV is going to go up for everybody. Everybody's going to get credit, whether it's a power leg or not. It's still giving you the PV.
What wouldn't you do? Just curious.
So Reese, you also mentioned that you don't always do it this way. So share how you do it with everyone.
Okay, So how I normally do it is I use what we call the holding tank. So instead of coming to here where it's the graphic tree, I'm one more back. So if you went one step back, I send them a smart link. So if you go right here, when you're right here and you go to the top right and hit create the smart link and send it from here, you just a link that to everybody from this point forward. You don't have to create a new link for anybody, just one link, and this will put them in the they can go and sign to the bank, and you go in and play them later. You have 48 hours to place.
Reese, y'all got a little bit of a chop this morning. Y'all never do. So I don't know if it's a microphone or your internet fell off.
I'm getting a lot of echo back from yours. I don't know. Maybe it's us. I don't know.
Is anybody else? What about y'all, Anthony?
Yeah, I get a little choppy as well when I hear from for some reason when Reese talks just a little bit. But yeah, I'm just like Reese. I'm just like him. You know, I literally and what I learned about the system is automatically, if you do the graphic tree after 2 days, it will appear in that spot. But no matter what, if you sign somebody up, they're going to go into that holding tank. So you still have 48. Even if you made a mistake and you still want to talk to your upline and see what the best place to do it, they're still going to go into this holding tank for 48 hours, everybody. So do not get all worried about, oh, where should I place this person? Hey, just get them in and then get with your upline and then find out the best place, because you get 48 hours to move it. Plus you get you get more days than that when you call customer service, but you do have 48 hours. So everybody automatically is going to go straight into a holding tank.
Gary, anything you want to add? I want to not, because you're really good at it too.
And go back to that one slide right before that, Todd, the one with the enrollment. Somebody asked in the question, how do you create the smart link? Right.
Yes, you click, yeah.
Go to the very next screen real quick. Right there in the top right, it's right by the flag. It doesn't matter what country you're in, but right there at the top, it says Smart Link. And that's all you do. You click on Smart Link, you name it. Most likely it's going to ask for a PIN. You got to put the PIN. You got to remember to text your friend or family member that you're sending that Smart Link to the PIN, because they need the PIN to get in to access it.
Yeah. And you can do this if you're new trying to figure this out. Just go to your website when we get off this Zoom. Go to your dashboard, click enroll. That is the next page. And then click on Smart Link, put the 4-digit PIN in. I always do 1, 2, 3, 4 because sometimes people don't use this for 3 weeks after you send it. And if you got 100 different 4-digit pins out there, you never remember it. So I just thought you do what you want to do. But there's nothing that needs to be password protected behind it. I'm not sure why they do that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. Send that over, and then when they sign up, they go in the holding tank. They'll be notified, and then you just go in there and place it in the graphic tree after that. And we'll do a training on that placement on another day because that can really get in depth. Okay. So the last thing we're going to mention on base pay is everybody's goal is to get at least 2 legs to sell 13,334 points of product in a week. And the reason for that is we call that an optimization. You'll make your 15% times 13,334, the magical number that equals is 2,000 in weekly pay. So when I explain this to people, I just always say when you make 2,000 a week in base pay, it's going to trigger shares in a bonus pool. So there's 3% of worldwide revenue set aside weekly. And the amount of legs you have optimizing depends on how many shares you get put in. So when you get the first one done, the first pay leg, which you'll need 2 legs, you have a power and a pay leg initially. The bonus will be 400. But from there, it starts growing exponentially for every leg additionally you get done. Now, this takes time. You're not going to do this the first year. But by year 4, 5, 6, 7, you may end up building 4, 5, 6, 7 legs. And if you do, that bonus pool can become very, very, very lucrative just by itself. So there's actually 2 bonus pools. I'm not going to go into the other one, but the payline bonus pool is 1%. That's when you go wide. So that's the math based upon the number of shares per leg that you optimize. So if you optimize, look up there, if you just say one day you optimize 7 legs, meaning 7 legs sold 13,000 or more that week, you would make because you would have 7 pay legs doing it. You would make 7 times 2,000 in base pay for 14,000, but then you would get a $22,000 bonus that week. So it is very lucrative. And those numbers are not stationary. They all are based upon revenue that week. So there is a bit of fluctuation week to week on what those numbers are, but they're generally pretty close. Okay. Third way, big way we get paid is called our savings bonus. So when you start making your base pay every Friday, new volume bonus does not count. When you start making your base pay, and your base pay is more than $250 for the week, when that occurs, you're going to get an extra 15% put into a savings account. You do not have access to your savings account until it hits 10,000 the first time. You'll be able to see it growing on real time, whether you log in with an app or via the internet. You'll see it on the dashboard. You will not have anything in there until you get that initial $250 in base pay, and then you'll get your first initial savings account dump. Once it does hit 10,000, you will get a call from the company, lots of recognition. More importantly to you, you'll get an extra 10,000 that week. And from that point forward, they're going to pay you that additional 15% once a month. So you'll get a 5th paycheck. It'll actually be on your 4th paycheck, just an extra amount there. And they'll pay you an extra 15% up to $2,000 monthly. So any strategy that you guys have, we'll just go around the horn there of how y'all maximize or teach the savings bonus.
Well, the best thing I would say is this is like a car program. This is like a saving. Like if anybody ever had trouble saving is one of the things that I believe everybody should be taught in high school. It's something but they don't teach it. And a lot of people don't know how to save. This company literally will set aside money for you every single time that you and your team start to do something. It's absolutely amazing. And when it hits $10,000, you'll be just like our friends that's on the screen here. I mean, I literally know all of these people. I've been in business with a lot of them, and just watching it grow and watching their excitement and what's it been able to do for a stay-at-home mom, a coach, a lady who was on disability, a former TV announcer, and also pastor, wife. You know, just watching all these amazing friends of ours that's on the screen be able to do this, it's life-changing.
I'll say, because the savings bonus is fairly new to me. I didn't earn, I mean, you have to have 250 in base commission to start earning. So I didn't earn my first few months, but now that I know if I get close to base commission hitting 250, that I'm going to go place an order somewhere so that I get that dump.
That's the Kim Gray special.
So it is very important to tell your people that this is the company giving you this. Because when I first heard it, I thought, oh, well, they're just taking part of what I'm earning and they're putting it in a savings account, and then I'll get that when it gets to the 10,000. But this is free money. This is the company giving you this. So that's huge.
We also, are we still choppy or are we better?
Better now.
Okay. All right. We also, one thing that it's kind of like a goal, because I'm analytical, so I always have goals and things, and we have people on our team there's kind of the same way. So of course, the first goal is getting to ultimate. The next goal that we shoot for everybody, of course, is signing up people, but we shoot for, let's get to what Brittaney said, that $250 in base pay. That's our goal. That's where you start. So it's a really good point to say it's an achievable goal in a shorter amount of time to start earning. And once they start seeing that actually go up, like I look at that every Thursday, because I'm looking like, what was our savings bonus dump? What was our savings bonus dump? I look at that just as much as I look at anything else.
And then the last way we're going to talk about getting paid today. Jerry and Allison, did you have anything you wanted to add there?
No, they covered everything pretty good. I do the same.
Okay, last way we're going to talk about getting paid, and this goes back to personal sponsorship. So for me anyway, this was the hardest thing for my brain to grasp early on. But we can actually personally sponsor people completely underneath 150 people in our organization. Meaning you could have 150 people deep, and then you can sign somebody up and stick them down at level 151. And all 150 people, just as Reese pointed out earlier, when he placed that person at the bottom of the leg, everybody above gets the volume. It may be on the majority of their power legs, but nobody has a pay leg until they have a power leg. So it's all beneficial. You start helping people become a one-dimensional business, meaning that most of their activity will pay them 15%. It's unbelievably powerful when good leaders learn how to build power legs for other people, because it just gets everybody into the money much quicker, much more stable, and everybody's much more happy. But when you place that person, even if it's on your 151 levels deep, as far as sponsorship goes, it's on your generation one, no matter what, because you sponsored them. And when you sign them up in the back office, there's a separation point on who's the sponsor and where is the placement. If you're in your back office, the sponsorship is already going to be defaulted to you. You just confirm and go forward. So when that person's on your first generation, you can sponsor as many people as you want. Our model calls for 4 or 2, depending on however you want to work it. But this illustration shows you sponsoring 4 people. Anybody that you sponsor, you're going to get a 15% match for life on their base paycheck, with no minimum, no maximum. And if you've ever been around our industry before, with no breakaway. Many times in our industry, when people catch you by title, you no longer get certain things like this. Not the case here. A person underneath you could go make $5 million a year. And if they do, you'll get a 15% match of $5 million if that was in the base pay plan. So the illustration you're looking at here is based upon people making $100 on a Friday. So if you did sponsor 4 people and they made $100 each, that'd be $400 in income paid out by the company in base pay. You get a 15% match, or $60 on that. You're going to help them sponsor people, and they'll be on your second generation. On your second generation, you get a 10% match. So again, 16 people get a $100 paycheck, $1,600 in paid income times 10% is $160. And your third generation is them going to get their 4 people, or as many as they want. It does not have to be these numbers. It can be less or more. But just when they do land on your third generation, it's a 5% match. We have to qualify for this area of pay. And it's really important to understand that if you get to ultimate, it unlocks what we call gold status, which gives you this matching check for the first 3 generations. It's crazy powerful. We do have real life examples now making around $500,000 a year based upon having one leg of business, but they sponsor somebody either here or abroad that have gone out and done really, really, really well. So it is possible here to catch a lottery ticket, I like to call it. I would never work my business that way, because it's still a lottery hitting a good person without pouring a couple of years of loving and knowledge and information into them. But every now and then the anomaly occurs. You just hit a person at the right timing, and maybe they've got experience either in business or with people or in communication or in marketing. They just come here and do really well out of the chute. But this kind of protects you, because if it hits on only one leg, you're going to get paid the rest of your life. And I've got all kinds of examples of that's happened for people. So anything, guys, now that you guys want to share about matching check? I'm going to share my screen as you're sharing it.
Well, all I can say is let's go back to the very beginning about how we were mentioning you getting people started, getting them the 4-pack, the 10-pack of drops, and you're getting these new people enrolled. Again, it doesn't matter where you place them. It doesn't matter if you place them 20 levels, 50 levels, 100 levels deep. I have several examples of that. I have a team in Africa where I ended up placing literally about 60 levels deep. 60 levels deep. Did I know this person was going to blow up the way they did? No. But this person ended up blowing up, and all 50, 60 something people that was above him gets the benefit if they have their subscription on with all this volume. I literally have people that got started with me 4 or 5 years ago that all of a sudden just say, hey, I want to get back going. And I'm like, oh, you're in a very unique situation, because I place somebody down below you and their team is doing all this. So it's very exciting being able to do that and just being able to help people. So again, stick to the basics. Find you some people that want to get on the drops, help them get their boxes for free, help them get paid. It doesn't matter where you place them on the, place them in your pay line at the very bottom. Just know that you'll eventually get paid for them. And then also the people in your power line. So a lot of people say, well, I'm not getting, you getting paid in the power line. I mean, Melissa and Andrew Jackson are on here, and they're in my power line. And guess what? I get paid every time. Every time I help Melissa, I see Melissa's check go up. I'm happy for her, because I'm getting paid off of that in some kind of way. So it's just exciting watching that. But that's what I would say.
Yeah, I'd like to throw in too, to me, the match pay is so, I love it, the way the structure is, because now you're even profiting off your power line too. So it kind of, you know, I have several that, you know, that we're going to 7 generations or whatever deep. But if those people and I'm working to help those at the bottom, just because it helps those above too. Not only we getting the volume, but we're also getting that match check too. So it helps everybody through the organization. I really like how that ties everybody together throughout both teams.
So either Reese or Anthony, whichever one's most convenient, will y'all share your screen real quick and y'all go through the auto ship for everybody as we close this out. Make sure they know how to set the right week. And anything else in the back office that you think is important?
You can go ahead, Ant. I'm on my phone now, so.
Okay, let me
Hey,
find the account.
A lot of people are asking like the base, going back to the 250 for the base pay to get your savings bonus. If you have 3 legs, it doesn't have to be under one leg. It doesn't have to be $250 in one leg. It can be your combined pay legs, your weakest legs, whatever you're getting base commission on. Somebody did the math in there. As long as you're getting $250, it says base commission in your check, you will get a 15% bump into your savings account. So,
and I also seen another question. It said, what is a power line and pay line? Okay, so where Todd was, where he was showing the volume, and I'll show you how to get to it here in just a second, but your power line is going to be the line, or you can call it a line, a leg, whichever one you want. It's the one with the most volume. So I'm going to use the people on the screen as example. If Todd is one of my legs and he has the most volume, then if he has 13,334, he's considered my power line. And let's say Reese and Ashley, which this probably true on this example, but let's say they're probably the power line. But let's say they're 1.3 on the screen. You see 1.3 over on the left hand side. They would be considered one of my pay lines. And let's say Brittaney is 1.2. She would be also considered one of my power lines. But also, as you can see on the screen here, everybody, the one in red is your power line. So if you see red on there, that's power line. It also has a P over on the left-hand side. That is your power line. Your pay lines or any other lines lesser the amount of volume than your power line. But I've seen that question come up, so.
yeah, hey, I want to throw one more thing on that. I know we didn't want to get too much into carryover volume, but that is something I use when I'm talking to people about the pay plan, because it's an awesome thing, because you can actually pay a power window if you get that carryover volume. I know you probably don't want to go too much deep into that. Use that as like hey, look what the company does. They make sure you're getting that 50% back. So
I will share my screen now and just walk y'all through how to set up a subscription. Pay attention to your color week. Oh. There we go. Oh, it's not sharing. Let me try again. Okay, here we go. So let's see. So I'm in the back office, in somebody's back office in my downline. So I'm in the back office, and you see how, well, you'll see here how it'll say, if you scroll down a little bit, say your qualification cycle. In this example, this person's subscription did not go off. So because this person's subscription did not go off, you'll see attention. You're not currently commission qualified, meaning they did not have a subscription on their color week. So let me also go down here but to set up your subscription, all you're going to do is you're going to either click the 3 lines in the top left, or on the right-hand side, you'll see a circle. It has a big circle right there. It's purple. It says subscribe. If you click on subscribe, it'll pull it up. And as you can see, this is this person's subscription. It probably just didn't go through on that day. So all you're gonna have to do if you want to create a new one, you just hit the add new subscription. And then you're gonna, choose anything. In this case, I'm just gonna choose something. Let's just okay, they got a 5-pack bottles of Limu, so I'll just try that. And then I hit the cart. And then I hit continue to checkout. And this is the very important part, everybody, is finding out what the color week. Somebody asked in the chat, what's the color week? When you click on the date, it'll give you the different color weeks. Like it's already circled: red, purple, green, blue, red again. And if I want, just make sure it stays on whatever color is showing up when you log into your back office. Everybody, if you're commission qualified, it'll tell you your color week. So just log into your back office. Scroll down a little bit. You may have a green circle, purple circle, a red circle, or a blue circle. Whatever one it is, let's say theirs was blue. I would select the 23rd of December because that's blue. I just name it something. And then I hit continue, address, shipping method, payment, and then review it. You'll review it. You hit confirm and submit. It'll save it. It will not charge you right now for that. Just another thing I want. It's not going to charge you right now. It's only going to be on that Saturday when it's supposed to come out.
Thank you, Anthony.
You're welcome.
So we were going to talk about taxes today, but that needs, I think, maybe to be a day of its own. So next Saturday, you will have James Zing, Ashley Paulson, David Daughtry, and more. I don't even know who all they've got lined up. But they're going to be training on how to maximize Facebook groups, not your own, but actually other people's groups, recruiting and doing different things. There's some of them that are really, really good at it. Ashley, if you're here, you could just give a description real quick. And James, I don't see you, but you may be here too.
Good morning. Yes, so next weekend we're just gonna be talking about Facebook groups, just joining them in like your local communities, right? So not really necessarily buy sell trades, but like I'm part of like different mom groups, just finding different groups that are within your area, and also like maximizing how to share the product in those groups, but not being spammy about it. So we're gonna go a little bit more in depth next weekend. So make sure you're on next Saturday morning's call.
And if somebody doesn't want to wait a couple of weeks for the tax training, the #1 network marketing CPA in the country, we have an hour-long interview with her, and it's up on a bit of an antiquated, older website called researchmoa.com. But if you go to the business section there, it's the last video. So that's the only place I know to tell you to get it right now. So researchmoa.com, scroll down to the business section, and she goes through an hour of things to keep up with. And then we'll do a full tax on training. We'll squeeze it in maybe the weekend before Thanksgiving or the weekend right after Thanksgiving. I don't know how those weekends fall after next Saturday. But thank you, guys. Remember that Ashley Antley and Reese Antley and Jerry and Allison and Brittaney, they were all brand new, just like you, all of them, 6, 7, 8 months ago. Anthony was newer a little bit longer ago, but everybody here is new one time. So if you're sitting in the background today learning, one thing I heard early on in network marketing is the person at the front of the room, and this is before PowerPoints, but talking about whiteboards, but it said the person at the front of the room holding the marker generally makes the most money in the room. But in network marketing, anybody can be at the front of the room. So your job is to go from the learning to the teaching phase here as fast as you possibly can. And the faster you do that, the more proficient you become at it, the more proficient your team becomes, the less people quit, the more people start making money. Just kind of a slingshot. When that begins to occur, your business will just explode. But thank all of you guys for helping this morning and sharing.